Belgium make it 3 wins from 3 over in Group B, as of course they go through to the knockout stages. As for the Finns, it's a bit of a waiting game. We'll take a little look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review, looking back, of course, at Finland up against Belgium in Group B. We'll get to that in just 1 second. Of course, if you are new, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe and get your bang up to date with all things Euro 2020 related, Blackburn Rovers related, football related. We're going to know here under one Rooskies, of course. Belgium putting on an absolute barnstormer, of course, getting over the line in tremendous style. 3 wins from 3, conceding just the 1 goal. And we'll have a look at that in a minute. Of course, big shout to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. Thank you for your love. And of course, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, check out the links in the description, patreon.com/Rosies. But here we go, boys. Take a look back at, of course, the match which did take place over in, I don't know, where was it? Was it Budapest? Bucharest? I don't even know. But anyway, 2-0 win in the end. Belgium coming out on top over in Group B. And of course, coming out on top in Group B to make themselves home and host into the knockout stages we go. I don't actually know if they have an opponent. I don't think they have an opponent just yet, but they sit pretty top of the pops at the top of the bracket. Of course, they'll be able to look down at it and assess their summary a little bit later on. But 60% possession for the Belgians, 40% for the Finns. Radaki with a big fat OG giving the Belgians the lead on the 74th minute. They held firm, did Finland, but unfortunately they bit the bullet in the end. Romelu Lukaku got the 81st minute winner, cherry on top, and of course puts him right back in control in the golden boot. Take a look at the situation, some of the stats here. 17 shots for the Belgians, absolutely peppered them. 7 of them on target, 7 of them off target, and 3 were saved. As for the Finns, 7 shots for them, just 1 of them off target, 1 of them on target, and 5 were blocked, whether it's a defender, whether it's a goalkeeper. Yes. Corners 5-0. They were just playing. They were trying to keep a point. Would have been fantastic for Finland. It would have guaranteed second spot, but unfortunately they couldn't get over the line. What is their goal? They've only scored the 1 goal. Of course, that was a goal against the Danes, where the heads weren't even in it. So realistically, I don't think it's the right decision for Finland to be going into the last 16. They could still do it, and if they do get to it, they probably will get spanked. So we'll see about that. As some of the other stats here, 684 passes for the Belgians, 449 for the Finns. 84% success rate with those passes for Finland, and 90% success rate with, of course, Belgium. They are going to take some doing, take some stopping, and of course, we'll have to see. Well, I'll show you the way the bracket looks in a little bit of who already is waiting in the wings for Belgium, or who we can maybe anticipate to meet each other in the quarterfinals and beyond. It's starting to heat up. This is where you earn your spurs here, boys, in the knockout stages. Of course, Belgium will probably have a favourable time, but we'll see just in a second. Let's take a look at some of the shot grids right here, right now. The Belgians, of course, the black squares here, the ones that are green are on target. Of course, over here the Finns. As you can see, pretty poor shots. A lot of them blocked. 1 of them off target, 1 of them on target as well. So, as you can see, it was one-sided, shots-wise, possession-wise. Woo! Look at the state of this. And I think, if we go back, believe this is the keeper, and this is the attacking area. The possession was in that upper attacking third, 100% with De Bruyne and Gang. It was a rotated squad as well. They did play some of the youngsters, some of the fringe players, but it's still a credible bunch of boys. And they are going to take some beating along the way. As for the Finns, this is, of course, the keeper, Haradaki, very, very busy. And, of course, the defensive third, also very, very busy. The guys that weren't busy was Papagiano and Pukki up top. Sparse efforts. But they're still in the mix, albeit probably for just 24 hours. And, of course, we'll find out what happens. This is the touch grid right here, right now, for the Belgians. This would be, is it Mingele, was he between the sticks? I'm just trying to see now. No, it's Courtois. This is it. This is where all the touches were. And it's absolutely insane, the amount of possession they had and pressure they put on. Just quite surprised it was only 2-0. As for the Finns, again, Hadaki here. And again, a lot of defensive touches. Let's take a look at the starting lineups then, shall we, with the Belgians first. Courtois, 29 years of age, still got about 4 or 5 years at the top for him. Of course, Vermaelen did start this 35-year-old as well, with Beata and Denaya at the back. Not the best back three, I'll give you that. With likes of who was not available. They weren't even on the bench. Vertonghen, the other fella who was not on the bench. Vermaelen played. The other one from Spurs, Alderweireld. You know, those are probably your best bets. But of course, they are getting old. So they need some defensive cover. Denai is only 25 years of age. I don't really rate him, to be fair. Witsel as well, starting lineup, 32 years of age now, getting on a bit. De Bruyne, 29 at his prime. Leonardo Trossard for, of course, Brighton, 26-year-old, got us some action as well. Chadley as well on the left-hand side, 31 years old. Formerly of Spurs, was it? Eden Hazard, 30 years old. Jeremy Doku, he is the face of the place on the books of Rennes. And of course, Romelu Lukaku going for the golden boot with the goal as well. As for for the Finns, Hadaki between the sticks with a big fat OG Shagnowski. At the back there alongside Ajuri and Tavio. Back three with Uren and Rotalia. Fullback Sparf Kamara. £6 million rated. Robin Lod. Timo Pukki, 31 years of age, on the books of Norwich, and of course Papajana on the books of Union Berlin. As for the subs, we did see the likes of Thomas Meunier come on. He's already got a goal to his name already. Hans Vakanen as well for on the books of Genk, I believe, or Ghent. One of the two. Christian Benteke, 30 years of age, and Machi Batshuayi as well coming on for Chelsea. Meanwhile, the substitutions for Finland, we saw the likes of Nikolai Alalo coming on. Ramas Schüler, Joni Kakko, Fredrik Jensen, and Marcus Voss got some minutes. As for the match ratings here, of course, man of the match, Kevin De Bruyne, 8.9. Absolute sizzler. Fomana with an 8.1 as well. A fair play to him, of course, the veteran at the back. In fact, everybody did pretty well for themselves, except for Jeremy Doku, which I'm a little bit underwhelmed by. I want to see more of him. He is an exciting little player, and of course still got the world of football ahead of him. Got 10 years in this team and a chunk of change as well. Lucas Hideki was your main man for the Finns. Ajuri and Tullyville at the back. Glenn Kamara has done himself no harm in the old Euros, and of course we'll be looking at maybe a move from Rangers maybe into the Premier League. We'll have to see about that. This is a timeline of events. As you can see, pretty much just nothing in the first half. All the drama towards the back end as Finland tried to hold on, but unfortunately could not get over the line. Taking on what's been said on social media, then shall be Elton Jose de Lima. Belgium keeps their good performance going and wins the group and goes with strength to strength into the next stage. Spuds 82. I'm absolutely gutted for Finland. Love and hugs from Scotland. Indeed. See you, by the way. Another card guy said this. Belgium finally got the win and had to work really hard for it. Two things they need to improve on: their defence and their transition from defence to attack. Lukaku and Kevin De Bruyne, amazing as usual. Hazard wasn't bad either. Sins 21 Yus said, hope Finland qualifies between the best third place. I don't think they will though. Rasmussen, thanks Belgium for Denmark. And sorry Finland, let's hope you can make it from third. Ricard said they're going to get found out real soon, I'm afraid. Defensive frailties shall be exposed. Will make for entertaining games though. Willem Dahlstrom said about the Red Devils, they will get knocked out by Italy in the quarter-finals. Well, we'll see about that, pal. We'll see about that. See you, by the way. I see you. And of course, speaking of quarter-finals and stuff like that, this is the situation the Group B ended with Belgium running away with it. Of course, 3 out of 3, 7 goals scored, just 1 conceded, a goal difference of 6. Joining them will be the Danes, of course, going as runners-up. They've confirmed they've even got an opponent already, and the Finns are playing that way team. And of course, the Russians have already packed the bags. They're probably on the way to Moscow right here, right now. This is the state of play in the bracket right here, right now. We'll have, of course, match day previews, reviews, and, of course, predictions for the quarterfinals, so make sure you come back for that. Well, it's the knockout stages. Wales will take on the Danes, that's right, all the way down here. And, of course, on the upper end of the bracket, the Belgians are waiting of wings, and they are likely to meet the Italians in the quarterfinal. As for the Welsh and the Danes, they could have a nice passage here to the semi-finals, depending on who's in this spot right here. We'll have to reveal that as and when that comes about, but it could be a nasty opponent, but either way, either these two sides will be licking their lips at the prospect of another quarterfinal spot. Meanwhile, of course, these are the other teams that have qualified. Their home and host: Italy, Wales, Belgium, Denmark, and the Netherlands, and the Austrians have, of course, confirmed their spots within the bracket. They are there and have qualified, and they're positioned they're locked in. Meanwhile, the Swiss are kind of locked in. They are the best, or one of the top 4 best 3-place sides. They are there. Meanwhile, the Czechs, the English, the Swedes, and the French are also there. They can get there. They've already qualified, but they just don't know what position they've qualified. They could be first, they could be second, they could be third, but they're qualified no matter what. So it's starting to take shape. I'm excited. This is where the real Euros begins, and of course, the real contenders will stand out. As for the race for those other spots alongside Switzerland, Portugal currently sitting there with 2 games played. Of course, they've got a bit of a game in hand. They could actually finish above the Swiss to of course, boost their chances of wherever they land. Ukraine and Finland are perilously waiting with negative goal difference. That's what's going to hurt them in the end, and the Finns are on the cusps of dropping out, and I do believe they will drop out. I just can't see them sticking around, but we'll have to wait and see about what happens in the next few days. But that's it, my friends, and that is it. Be sure to give the video some moment, smash the old thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. If you want to support the channel in another way, that's the best place to do it. But until then, make sure you smash the subscribe, hit the little bell so you don't miss a beat. Your extensive Euro 2020 coverage right here on the channel. Of course, smash the subscribe. The race to 25k continues, and I'll see you soon for, of course, the previews for the last 16 and, of course, predictions. But until then, I'm out of here.